The beaches that you are looking at are a part of a $1 billion nationwide industry, beach nourishment. Beach nourishment is a technique used as compensation for the natural erosion of our coastlines, which affects about 80 to 90% of American beaches. Beach nourishment is effective in the short term but poses legitimate issues down the line, both economically, socially, and ecologically. Chances are that the beaches you visit every summer have been impacted by beach nourishment in some way, shape, or form. Since 1980, there has been an estimated $250 million spent on beach replenishment projects in Delaware and Maryland. Just last year in Bethany Beach, South Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island, the United States government spent over $19 million in coalition with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to replenish the sand on these beaches that have been affected by natural erosion. In the United States, the main method used to deal with beach erosion is a process called dredging, which is essentially taking sand from the sea floor, sucking it up, and placing it on the beach to protect the shoreline. However, while this process is cost-effective and aesthetically pleasing, it is not sustainable, requiring to be done every 3 to 4 years on average. There are numerous pros to beach nourishment projects in coastal regions. It's obviously beach nourishment projects rebuild beaches to make them more enjoyable for people and families. These projects provide healthy protections from severe storms for the shoreline and human investment yearly. Doing so sets a slow action instead of can alter the shores permanently, and those that live on the coast don't want to lose their oceanside views from the construction of large dunes. There is also an ecological impact on wildlife and the environment from beach nourishment, especially with the issue of dredging. Much of the sand used in these projects is dredged from other waterways to be used on beaches, and the process of dredging can have adverse effects on the habitat. The alteration of the chemical-physical characteristics of the water column from dredging most affect the benthic communities and demersal fish populations that most associate with the sea bottom. Another major aspect to note about beach nourishment is the effect it has on tourism. Many coastal towns and regions, much like the Delaware beaches of Rehoboth, Dewey, and Lewes, rely on the beach and its resulting communities for a large portion of their economies and revenues. Tourism contributes significantly to local jobs and tax revenues in coastal communities. The direct contribution of travel and tourism to the gross domestic product in 2016 was $503 billion and is expected to grow by 3.3% to $715 billion by the year 2027. Renourishment may prevent costly and disruptive relocation of critical infrastructure along or very close to the beach, including water and sewer lines. Without healthy, large beaches, the recreational and economic benefits of them will cease to exist, and both the surrounding populations and the tourism industry will suffer losses. Currently, in the state of Delaware, the Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control, also known as the DNREC, oversees beach nourishment activities on the coast. Multiple studies have shown that after examining beach and surf zone modifications due to the beach nourishment projects in Delaware, the conclusion was that no long-term effects have been found, and that these projects are a reasonable approach to deal with erosion. Due to the fact that Delaware is a coastal state and it has had many issues with beach erosion in the past, lengthy policies are already in place in the state. With rapid environmental changes every year, new analysis should be completed to determine whether these already existing policies are doing what they need to do to mitigate coastal erosion in the state. As there are many states along the Atlantic coast sharing in cooperation between multiple states regarding the collection of coastal erosion data and effective policy options, it would be useful to improve relevant acts involving beach erosion. Overall, with many beaches Delaware has, they have done a somewhat effective job at the time of completion of effective policy regarding coastal erosion. America is not the only country in the world. The contribution of climate change is still a rise as the issue is becoming global. Many of these places which don't have the money or resources to carry out beach replenishment are forced to use other short-term methods, which have been proved to be detrimental to both communities and the environments that they are assigned to protect. In the long run, however, beach replenishment is worth it. Fixing up the jetties and dunes are the best solution. The cost of beach replenishment and fixing up the dunes is a lot less than the cost of the total destruction of infrastructure and systems and the economies that would otherwise be destroyed due to beach erosion. A study was taken in New Jersey from towns closely located near one another and shows the effects on dunes with replenishment and without it. Towns that received dune treatment had no dune failure to protect the town. Unfortunately, the towns without dune treatment all failed, and the houses and infrastructure in that town were either damaged, destroyed, or completely gone. Beach replenishment and fixing the dunes is absolutely worth it. And as of right now, is the most effective method we have, as both Americans and as the world together, to battle beach erosion. Thank you.